No, Father will stay away when tribulation starts. He'll isolate himself because he'll see brother fighting brother. And when the angels, the brothers, Messiah, everyone, Messiah, no, the Messiah won't be part of it. But when they have to take the other brothers who are angels and throw them to the ground, Father won't want that. He won't feel happy about it. I think he'll isolate himself. He won't want to see it as much as he's a father, right? He won't, nobody will be, not the angels, not the witnesses, nobody will be happy. Even the witnesses being killed by Azazel and Ishmael, when they catch them and throw them in the sun, they won't be happy. They're doing justice, but no one will be happy because before being thrown in the sun, they were friends. So it's complicated. It's not a reason for joy. Yeah, the only joy is the end of pain, suffering, slavery. No more being a slave to sin. No more being a slave to fallen angels. It's over. There is now eternal and continued life where it stopped back at the beginning, right? After Adam fell and Eve fell, everything stopped. Nothing. Father did nothing more. Everything stopped. So it's going back to that time and continuing. Everything the Father, where the Father stopped, continuing. But there will be the houses, a third of the kingdom of heaven. The houses are empty. It will be complete, right? You will be completing the house. And then when the angels pass by and see that city full again, that today is empty, it will fill up. Everyone will be happy, right? Because then the Father can continue where he stopped. Because if the Father continued where he stopped with an empty city like that, no one would be happy. You understand? It's okay, brother. Watch the parts, the 2, 3, the last lives, and you'll see the puzzle comes together because you've never heard these things. Has some pastor, some priest ever told you this? Have they? Never heard it because they were never there. They're not part of it. So they can't tell you these things. And you never had to pay anything. It was all free, you see? The Messiah delivered it as a witness. 144,000 sealed as a free gift. And they gave it to you freely. And look, you don't need to answer anything because everything I'm telling you, except the final part about the kingdom of heaven, is in the videos, brother. I don't know. There are so many videos out there that if you, all the questions the brothers have, just look in the videos. They're right there. But I think it's for the brothers to understand the final part. There's nothing more to say. You already know what the kingdom of heaven is like, what it'll be like there, what's needed, what you have to do. Everything the Messiah planned, the rescue plan, is in your hands. Now you choose what you want. You're free. Like our brother from the north said, it's your choice, nothing more to do. It's all in your hands. The key, the door to heaven's kingdom, everything is with you. Now we just wait. What happens next are the fallen angels. You need to be ready for this war they'll wage. Enoch and Elijah will enter a bloody war, right? There's never been a war like this. I'll tell you, it's complicated, but the brothers who have the truth already know what to do. If war hits the big cities, head to the countryside. But don't leave in desperation. No, just wait. I think South America is well protected. When the king of the north, Ishmael, invades here, I don't think he'll wage war here. Because here they're incarnating. They need food, they need safe places. Europe will probably be destroyed, the Middle East destroyed, and the north will probably be destroyed too. But the south, I think the south will escape. I think, in my opinion, why? Because here they say it's the breadbasket of earth, right? That there's food here. So the angels in human bodies, they need to eat. And when a comet hits Earth, they'll eat what's available. The animals are gone, finished. Then it'll be what I told the brothers, right? Comet hits Earth, they'll eat what's there. Nothing new will grow on this Earth. The animals will reproduce because they won't reproduce. It's what's there. And so they're leaving the south for this. Why wait and see, right, brother? Wait and see. Because the north, I think, will turn to dust up there. I don't know. Nothing will be left. No. North America, Europe, the West, and Middle East. Look, I think everyone will flee south. And look, what a coincidence, right? That's interesting. And after Azazel loses power to Ishmael and returns to Europe, what's left to assemble? Because Ishmael's army will probably end up in the north too, right? The south will remain, and then they'll each return, one to the north, one to the east, one to the west, to assemble their armies, and that's when Azazel defeats Ishmael. Hey, brother, I wanted to ask you something interesting. So, I mentioned this to you a while back in a message. There's a passage that talks about Philip, how he left one place and ended up in another, right? There he received a bit of the truth, and then he started to share it. Then it says he ended up somewhere else. How did that happen? Look, if he was an angel, he was transported by another angel. Transported, right? It's like this, sister, the 144,000 sealed. It's complicated for you guys to understand. Have you seen those cartoons where someone enters a cloak and comes out somewhere else? The fallen angels want to do this. They have that power. Like Azazel, he's there in Rome. If he wants to come to the south, to his temple here in Paul's land, you think he's going to take a plane, catch a flight, take this? He's not taking anything. He closed his eyes, opened his eyes. He's already there. Angels have that power. Yeah, that little light, right, that people call a flying saucer, which is them. It's a flying car. It's super fast. Angels have this power to go from one place to another. They still have this power. I don't know if now that they've taken on human bodies, if they can still do it. But angels, when they're in angel form, they do it. They go anywhere. Oh yeah, there's a passage in scripture that says the devil goes around roaming the earth. Ever heard of that? There's a passage at the beginning there where I think the prophet asks him and the devil says, oh, just roaming around the earth. It's just that they do their thing. They go, no, it's very fast. They are very fast. Angels have power. They are very fast. So much so, didn't the Messiah die and rise again? He rose again. You see, he ascended to heaven, came back. He went to a place. He went to Rome. Do you think the Messiah stayed 45 days on earth? You think he just stayed there in that region of the land of Israel there no, he went everywhere. Even to South America. He comes everywhere. He traveled everywhere. Angels have this power, and then they invented this little cartoon there of entering a cape, leaving one place, going to another country with a cape. It's fallen angel stuff, creating these crazy imaginations and putting them out for humans to do. Humans can't, but angels can, you understand, brother? Brother, there was a brother who asked, what was your question again, Lou? About organ donation. I know this strays a bit from the topic, but sometimes a brother might be going through a situation about this, and he wants to know your opinion about organ donation. Yeah. Well, it's part of loving your neighbor. If you love your neighbor and you have the ability to do this, it's part of loving your neighbor. There's no sin in it. Now, some crazy people out there have created ideas that it's a sin, but no, it's loving your neighbor. If it won't harm you and you can do it out of love for your neighbor, there's no sin. It's normal. Of course, it won't matter after you go to the mountains and turn to dust. But now for a human body, a living person, yes, it's part of loving your neighbor. If you donate blood and things like that, there's no sin. It's normal. You're doing good for others, but you have to do good without harming yourself, right? Because if you need it later, you have to be careful about that. If you can do it, there's no problem at all. It's normal. There's no sin in it, none. This is part of loving your neighbor, showing love for someone, right? Yeah, Sister Marcia has a problem with the audio, right? And her last question was, she said I forgot to ask something about not needing a man. I run from marriage. She runs from marriage. That story you were talking about, that Eve didn't need a man, all those things. She said she runs from marriage if that's related. Sister, I'm not talking about men and marriage, okay? It's like a daughter telling her father she doesn't need him. That's what it is, see? And with men and women too, if someone helps you, you're helping them, they represent the father, the men in the house. The father made man to help woman, right? To protect, to help, to do what's needed, right? But Eve didn't want that, no. Eve, and then the descendants, Eve's daughters, she had many daughters too, it's the same thing. Rebellious. Don't need a man for anything. When he says this, man represents the father here on earth. Oh, I'm not talking about a good man, right? I'm talking about those crazy men, right? A man, you're not going to obey a crazy man, right? A person who serves the fallen angels. Now, a person who serves the father, he represents, has to, it's hard to say, but Eve said it to his face. I don't need a man for anything. She didn't say, I don't need the Messiah. Messiah is the Son of Man. The Father is man. If you don't need him, why do you sit in church? Raise your hand and go, oh, God, help me. It's crazy that, oh, kneeling, oh, God. Wait, you don't need a man, so why are you asking God? God is God of religion. It's confusing. It's all crazy, you see. You see in religion, people go there, kneel, they arrive,